Good morning to all. This is Dr. Y. Sujata, Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, BBC Engineering College, Autonomous, Odalrev. In this lecture, we discuss sensors for robots. Transducers and sensors. A transducer is a device that converts one type of physical variable. Example, force, pressure, temperature, velocity, flow rate, etc. into another form. A common conversion is electrical voltage, and reason for making the conversion is that the converted signal is more convenient to use and evaluate. A sensor is a transducer that is used to make measurement of physical variable to interest. Some of the common sensors and transducers include strain gauges to measure force and pressure, thermocouples, speed motors, and pitot tubes. Any sensor or transducer requires calibration in order to be useful a measuring devices. Calibration is the procedure by which the relationship between measured variable and the converted output signal is established. Transducers and sensors can be classified as two basic types on the form of converted signals. Analog transducer, second one is the digital transducer. Analog transducer provide a continuous analog signal such as electrical voltage or current. The signal can be interpreted as the value of the physical variable that is being measured. Digital transducer produce a digital output signal, either in the form of a set of parallel status bits or series of pulses that can be counted. In either form, digital signal represents the value of measured variable. Digital transducers are becoming more popular because of the ease with which they can be read as a separate measuring instruments. In addition, they offer the advantages in automation and process control that they are generally more compatible with the digital computer than analog based sensors. Robotic sensors and controls. Here robotic sensors and controls in this slide. First, two types are there, sensors and controls. Sensors collect all the information a robot needs to operate at and interact with the environment. Controls. Controls are interpret all the input from the sensor and decide how to act. Next we discuss sensors. Sensors constitute a robot's window to the environment. A robot needs sensing to be an active participant in the environment. Each sensor is based on the transaction principle, conversion of energy from one form to other. Sensors measure a physical quantity, they do not provide state. Position and velocity sensors are used in robots, feedback devices. Position sensors provide the necessary information for determining whether the joints have moved to correct linear or rotational locations in order to achieve the required position and orientation. These are devices for sensing and measuring geometric and physical properties of robots and surroundings environment. Position, orientation, velocity, acceleration, distance, size, forces are there, ultrasonic sensors, infrared sensors, touch sensors. In this slide also different types of sensors are there. Here magnetic sensor, touch sensor, limit switch, amplifier, magnetic red switch, Hall effect sensor, UV detector. These are the different types of sensors. So already above slide we discussed the sensor can be classified as two types, internal sensors and external sensors. Internal sensors, they are responsible for the internal working of the robot, are mainly used for closing the loop in feedback control. Position sensors, a robot cannot function properly without this. Without internal sensors, a robot cannot perform the functions and at the same time cannot reach the tasks also. If it is used using a closed loop feedback control system, the main internal sensors are position sensors and velocity sensors. Internal sensors further classified as the position sensors and velocity sensors. External sensors. These internal sensors, robot sensors can be classified two groups, internal sensors and external sensors. Internal sensors obtain the information about robot itself, position sensor, velocity sensor, acceleration sensor, motor torque sensor. In this figure, in this slide, you observe that optical encoders, acceleration sensors, velocity sensors. Next, external sensors. External sensors, these are responsible for the interaction with the environment. A robot can use external sensors like touch sensors for interaction with the environment. In case of any of these sensors fail, the robot can still function, but its ability to interact with the actual world is reduced. External sensors are of many different types depending on the kind of interaction with the environment. The main external sensors are force sensors, touch sensors, torque sensors. So, internal sensors have further force sensors, touch sensors, torque sensors. These external sensors obtain the information surrounding environment, cameras for viewing the environment, range sensors, IR sensors, laser range finder, ultrasonic finder, contact and proximity sensors, photodiode and force sensors measuring the interaction force with the environment. This is a mobile robot with external sensors. In this figure, top side is cameras and here ultrasonic sensors are there. This reacts with the environment. Internal sensors like position sensors, velocity sensors. Here position sensors further classified as potentiometers, encoders and resolvers. First we discuss the potentiometers. Potentiometer or analog device whose output voltage is proportional to the position of wiper. Potentiometer offers a low cost method of contact displacement measurement. Depending upon their design, they may be used to measure either rotary or linear motion. In either case, a movable slide or wiper is contact with a resistive material or wire winding. The slide is attached to the target object in motion. A AC or DC voltage is applied to the resistive material. When the slide moves relative to the material, the output voltage varies linearly, with the total resistance included within the span of the slide. An advantage of potentiometer is that they can be used in applications with the large travel equipment. It is possible to use ports to provide a limited amount of feedback control in robots. Very high proportional resolution and accuracy are not required. In this figure, you observe that it is a potentiometer, linear potentiometer construction. Here, wiper is there, resistive element. This is the wiper. This is the wiper, resistive element, linear construction, potentiometer value. So, we input and knob voltages. This is the resistive element volts. V out is equal to V1 plus into V2 minus V1 A by I. Terminals. These are the terminals. Benefits of what are the benefits and advantages or disadvantages and drawbacks of a potentiometer? Here, benefits relatively inexpensive, can be used for distance and direction, low software overhead, not depend on interrupts, can be sense speed and distance. Disadvantages, simple rate issue can limit max unstable speed, small dead zone, through usually not big problem. Another classification in position sensor, resolvers are there. Resolvers is a type of rotary electrical transformer used for measuring degrees of rotation. It is an analog device whose output is proportional to the angle of rotating element with respect to fixed element. The primary winding of the transformer located on rotor shaft is excited by electric current, which by electromagnetic introduction induces current to flow through the secondary windings located on the starter. The two-phase windings fixed at 90 degrees angle to each other on the starter produce a sine and cosine feedback current by the same induction process. The relative magnitude of two-phase voltage are measured and used to determine the angle of the rotor relative to the starter. Since the resolver is a rotary transformer, we must require an AC signal for excitation. If DC signal is used, there will be no output signal. In this figure, you observe here, this is the resolver, input shaft, strong windings, input coupling rotor, rotor windings, starter, resolver transmitter, R2, R4, S2, S4, this is the S3, S1, resolver control is S2, S4 and R2, R4. About these two circles are electric signals are there and working procedure. Next, third classification of position sensors, encoders. Encoders are sensors which converts the linear or angular displacement into digital code or plus signals. At the same time, encoders are mainly classified as linear encoders or rotary encoders. Here also called as encoders, absolute encoders and incremental encoders, two types are there. Rotary encoders are used to measure the angular position and the direction of motor or mechanical drive shaft. Linear encoders measure a linear position and direction. They are often used in linear stages or in linear motors. Absolute encoders provide actual position relative to a fixed reference positions. Incremental encoders sense the position from previous position. A robot utilizing an incremental encoder must execute a calibration sequence before position information obtained. In rotary encoder, a glass or metal disc. Here, glass or metal disc is attached to a motor or mechanical drive shaft. This disc has performs the obtuse and transparent sector as shown in code track. Light source is placed on one side of the disc and photo detector is placed on the other side. These are the tracks. Here thick lines are there, big lines, and here small lines are there. These two are called tracks and code disc. This is the code disc and shaft. Here infrared emitters. A disc rotates with the motor shaft. The code track interrupts the light emitted into the photo detector, generating a digital signal output. The number of obtuse transparent sector pairs also is known as line pairs, and the code track corresponds the number of cycles of the encoder. CPR means here the number of cycles, cycle per revolution. In encoder 360, number of revolutions are there, but 360 degrees total revolutions are there. An absolute encoder consists of a disc which has multiple centric code tracks. A separate photo detector is used with each code track. The number of code tracks is equivalent to the binary revolution of the encoder. In this figure, you observe that binary revolutions of the observer. An 8-bit absolute encoder has a 8-code track. The 8-bit output is read from the 8-bit word indicating absolute position. While absolute encoders are available a wide variety of resolutions, 8, 10, 12, it binary most common. Due to their complexity, absolute encoders are typically more expensive than incremental encoders. So absolute encoders may output position in either parallel or serial format. An incremental rotary encoder, also known as a quadrature encoder or relatively rotary encoder, has two outputs called quadratic outputs. Incremental encoders are used to track motion and can be used to determine the position and velocity. Incremental encoders are used to track motion and can be used to determine the position and velocity. This can be either linear or rotary motion. Because the direction can be determined, a very accurate measurement can be made. They employ two outputs called A and B, which are called quadratic outputs as they are 90 degrees output of phase. The two output waves forms 90 degrees output of phase, which is all the quadrature. That means these signals are encoded, recorded, decoded to produce a pulse or a countdown. Pulse and tables are used to decode the direction. An example of this gray coding or CCW rotation, gray coding in clockwise rotation. Here is their absolute encoder systems. Incremental encoder. Benefits are there, can be used to sense and speed, distance and direction. More disadvantages or drawbacks are there, can be expensive, can be cheaply built but at expense of time, use more input and output lines, use of interrupts can be problematic, mechanical noise issues. Next we discuss the potentiometer, resolvers, encoders. And next, velocity sensors. Velocity sensors are classified as the tachometers. Tachometer is also a revolution counter, re-revolution or RPM gauge. Tachometer is an instrument that measures the rotation speed of a shaft or disc. Tachometer is a motor or other mission. The device usually displays the revolution per minute. RPM means revolution per minute on a calibrated analog dial. But digital displays are increasingly common. Tachometers can be divided into two types: AC tachometer, DC tachometer. DC tachometer means digital tachometer direct, and AC tachometer means analog tachometer. The robots mostly are used. Which type of tachometers are they are used? Robots in DC tachometer. DC tachometer is angular velocity. In this figure you observe that DC tachometer, this is the commutator, speed, permanent magnet, north pole, south pole, rotating coil and voltage, input voltage, and rotating coil is this in this direction. This is the brush and spleen. A tachometer is essentially DC generator providing an output voltage proportional to the angular velocity of the armature. The rotor is directly connected to the rotating object. The output signal is induced to the rotating coil picked up using a commutator device. Commutator is a stationary but makes the contact with the split slip ranges. Permanent magnetic of AC tachometer. Permanent magnet AC tachometer. When the rotor is stationary or moving in a quasi-static manner, the output voltage will be constant. As the rotor moves, in additional voltage proportional to the speed of the rotor will be induced. The output is an amplified, modulated signal proportional to the rotor speed, and demodulation is necessary. Direction is obtained from the phase signal. Due to commutator is in DC tachometer, slight ripples will appear in output voltage which cannot be filtered out. These are the output, input. Low frequency applications here is also applied and supply the with 60 Hz adequate and sensitivity in the range 50 to 100. Benefits are there. AC tachometers can be implemented with limited resources. Sensors included in last year's kit can be speed and distance. Drawbacks: cannot sense direction. Use of interrupts can be problematic. Mechanical noise can be a problem.